Hello, doll babies. I know we
Hello.
neglected you last week.
We're so
It
sorry.
was not a good week. I'm sorry. I'm not going to discuss things, but it just was the energy was off last week's, and we just had a lot going on, so we
Yeah.
neglected to give you an episode, and for that I apologize.
We're
But
human. We're sorry, guys. We're humans. We're
yes,
moms. We're
yes.
wives.
I know that so much happened in a week,
Jody's
between
kids have basketball games at midnight.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous. So, yeah, Carson has, he's doing basketball. So he started and they had a game at 7:30 on a Tuesday and I'm like, "Why would you do that?"
Yeah,
It's
that is
it's
late.
bonkers and then Colin's got band still going on. Apparently we made it to playoffs. I'm not going to lie, part of me was
Yay!
hoping that we would not because I'm I'm
Damn
so worn
it.
out from all the shenanigans. But I do have to brag for a moment. So
Brag away.
Colin has been nominated by one of his teachers to participate in it's like a college accredited summer program.
Yay,
I
we
know.
love it.
And we can go so we could pick from well, he can pick from three different locations, either Atlanta, Georgia, Washington, D.C., or Boston, Massachusetts. Yes. And
What?
he's going, yeah. So, mom, of course, mom was like, I really want him to go to D.C. And I was like, I'm going to let Colin pick where he wants to go. I'm really not going to be influential. If you all know me, you know what's going through my mind right now.
Same thing
Can't
that's running through
imagine.
my mind.
I know. And so his class is going to DC this year for a field trip. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know the dates yet, but yeah. So I told my mother, I was like, I don't foresee that Colin's going to want to do that back to back. I foresee that he's going to pick another location. Kept on, I think he should go to DC. I said, I think Colin should pick wherever he wants to go.
Yeah.
So here comes my son through the door this evening. He's like, Mom, I really thought about this. It would be really stupid for me to go to DC back to back. I want to go to Boston. And I was like, yes. I said, I gave him
That's
my
my
phone. I said,
kid.
I said, I need you to call your Mimi and tell her I did not persuade you to do that in any shape, way, or form because I didn't. Like, I had nothing to do with that. But I immediately, when I read it, I was like, Lizzie Bordenhouse again. Salem, like I'm already planning all these things. I'm so
You're
excited.
able to go with him?
So I cannot accompany him when he's doing like these seminars and classes and things,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't we can go and he can stay in a hotel with us. Otherwise we could send him and he could stay on campus at the
Oh,
college, but Colin is a homebody and he does not do well. Like so we're gonna
yes.
go let stay, stay in the hotel. We can take him to the class, do our own thing. He'll be reunited with us in the evenings and yeah.
God, I'm so excited for him. That's awesome. Colin's personality, for those who don't know him, he's very analytical. I think I've discussed this, but Colin wants to be a brain surgeon.
He wants to be a neurosurgeon, yeah.
Nerves, yeah. Oh my god, and the kid is so smart, so smart. He just when he's around adults, he just meshes so well with adult personalities. He's so mature for his age. So that's fantastic. I'm so excited for him.
I'm so proud. I
Yeah.
literally got teary-eyed. We got the letter yesterday.
No,
And
that's
yeah, we got the
fantastic.
letter yesterday, so I'm super excited. And then Carson, he did his first basketball game and he did great. And I love it because he was like, Mom, I am going to prove the odds wrong about my height.
I had a feeling he was going to say something bad.
Yeah,
My
and he
sweet
did
little
great.
guy.
He did so good. I know,
I
I know.
love him.
Carson's just really, yes, but
I
yes.
know.
So that was my week.
That's
Um,
awesome.
did Jay start soccer? It again, or
No, he's done, but during when you get into high school sports, everybody that has kids or has done it knows it's super strenuous with like lifting, open fields. Like you have something every week, if not both, on once or
yeah?
twice a week. And he's been complaining that his leg and his upper thigh, almost his groin area, hurt for 2 months. And we just did like Tylenol, ibuprofen, rotating on and off, and We finally got him into the a sports medicine doctor, and they think he tore a muscle or fractured a bone at the top of his hip, kind of where like the elephant ear part
Ooh.
of his hip is, or he tore. It's called a sports hernia, is what he thinks it is. Which it's not a bulging hernia; it's a tear in the muscles where your ab muscles and your leg muscles connect in your groin. So right now we're doing physical therapy once a week, which is rough when you're a mama
Right.
that works full time, especially to the end of the year. Like I do still have PTO, but like very little, so that's going to eat it up. And then um, if they we go back December 6th, and if it's not better, then they're going to do an MRI to because the fracture didn't show up on the X-ray, and
Yeah.
it'll really see if he has a fracture or if he did tear a muscle. And if it's not better by then, we're going to discuss surgery. The fun part with my not normal child is that it's found a lot in soccer players, but as adults, so it's uncommon in minors to where the Children's Hospital here does not do the surgery.
Of course they don't.
Yeah, so we have to do it in the adult hospital. So it'll. We're hoping to have him done regardless by soccer season. They start in June. He starts like open stuff, like just to goof around and play and welcome the incoming freshmen for next year. They just play like scrimmages in the gym in December. So he's really on strict, like no jumping, no strenuous stuff, no nothing, and he's hating life. My kid is very, very
I bet
active
he is.
and hyper. So
I
yeah.
I was gonna say, let me know how that's working out for you with him.
Oh,
Because I can't foresee him sitting still.
no. And we're getting into the driving realm, and I gotta tell you guys this funny story because we gotta keep you entertained. So Ryan let him drive to the gas station the other day. You know how close the gas station is to our house.
Yes.
And he let him drive to the gas station, and Jaden comes in. He goes, "Oh my god!" And I've let Jaden drive one time with me, and we only let him drive in the neighborhood, like back here, because he's only 15, so or going to be 15. So he scares me, and I'm like one of those. Every time he makes a move and he stops like 4 feet from the stop sign, I'm like, Jaden, you have to scoot up so you can see oncoming traffic to see if you're good to
Right?
go. Well, Ryan's totally different. Ryan's a great driver. I'm ditzy. It's not a surprise. So Ryan takes him driving to the gas station, and Jaden comes back in. And he goes, "Oh my god, you guys are so different." I was like, "What?" And Ryan starts laughing. He said, "I got in the car, and he just gets a couple houses down, and I just start screaming at the top of my lungs." I was like, "What?" He was like, "I was like yelling at him." And I was like, "What did he do wrong?" He goes, "Nothing." I go, "What?" And he goes, "Well, he needs to learn to drive under pressure so he doesn't make, so he can make quick decisions." I was like, "Okay, all right, that makes
Oh,
sense." He was like, "If
my
he's
inner
nervous."
my inner psychology guru though is like, let's
You're
talk about the red flags there. Like,
you're traumatizing this boy. Go ahead and tell him, Jody.
yes,
Yes, but
yes,
he
I
was like,
know.
he's like, Jaden is so indecisive, and if he gets nervous, he's going to be 10 times more indecisive. He's got to learn to think quick under pressure because that's what kills you on the road. I was like, okay, you're right, but you probably just like,
You're not gonna have hit your dad's voice yelling at you.
I know.
And I would have loved to have been a fly in the car just to observe that because I know how Ryan can get when Ryan's temper gets fueled. So,
He said it took everything he had not to laugh while he was yelling because there was no reason why he was yelling. He was just doing it to make Jaden nervous, and it's a mess. So, but yeah,
I would
funny
have
story.
loved to have seen his face. Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I forgot to also mention in our world, our children's world, Cora turned 1.
Yes.
Yes, Cora turned 1. Um so yes, big milestone, all
Aww.
the things.
And
But
she's so
yeah.
stinking
Yeah.
cute. She's starting to look more like you and less like Nathan.
I know. I kind of like it.
I do too. She looked like Nathan pooped her out.
Yeah, I know. She really did. But yeah. So, I am really excited about this case that we are doing because it is a love triangle.
I
We
love
have some
these.
stalking. I know. I love love triangles. I don't really love triangles, but I
They're
love
juicy.
reading. Yes, I like to read about them because they're fantastic. And, you know, there's always We have like in my area where I live at a Facebook page dedicated to our county, and they call it. I'm not going to say what county I live in, obviously, but they'll say it's like blank word of mouth, and
Oh.
people get on there. Yeah, and it's supposed to be a Facebook page for people to like post if they're having a yard sale or like, hey, look out for this area downtown because traffic's backed up or something like. But that is not what they do on there.
Oh, it's
No,
juice.
like it's juicy. Like for example, there was a guy recently. Nathan was very much invested in this, by the way. It's him and Ryan are so much alike. It's ridiculous.
I
But
know.
this guy would posted on there. Okay, he's like, I don't know who's been telling my old lady that I've been giving other women rides on the back of my moped, but you better watch your mouth. And I'm in the Pizza Hut parking lot, and I'm gonna stomp some ass. That's the stuff that gets posted. So that's the love triangles I'm normally reading about on my town's Facebook page, and yeah, so Nathan was very much invested. He's like, I just want to go and kick this guy's ass just because I think it'd be great. And I was
add
like, you're
me,
not doing that.
add me to your city group just so I could laugh. See, ours is a bunch of Karens. I live in a pretty stable area with money, and so you get a bunch of like Karens that have nothing better to do because they don't hardly work. So
Oh, they do that too. They do that too. But yeah,
it's
I will. You're
irritating.
welcome to join this one. It's fine. I'll send you an invite. There's all kinds of ignorant shit. And I'm sure Ashley's going to be texting me. She's going to be like, who's this in your town? I'll be like, oh, that's so and so. You can't
I
pay no
can't say
mind to
anything because
them.
my husband gets on ours and he like there's
Ryan intentionally starts.
he does, and he loves it. And he just know anybody who's from my area that's on that. Just know it's never with the intent to piss somebody off. He literally is probably laughing while you're sitting there typing and just arguing with him. He's probably pissing you
He
off, and
does.
he's laughing. So yeah,
Yes.
that's Ryan. But he's absolutely he's one of those where like. And there's tons of them around here where like a woman will get on there and they're complaining about something, and honestly some of them are legit complaints, and you get the smart asses and they make those funny like nobody can be serious on it, and it's so funny. I love it.
Oh, it's great. I will. Now I have to add you so you can see it. But that's the type of love triangles I read
That's
about.
great.
The moped guy. I don't know what the outcome of that was. I don't know if anybody met him at the Pizza Hut or
we,
not.
we need
But
an update.
we need an update. I will try to figure that out.
That's
But
Nathan.
this is a love triangle that's like on steroids. Love
Ooh.
triangle. Those of you that really enjoyed when we did Thomas Montgomery, you're really gonna love this one. I was so excited. I wanted to tell Mom about it today, and Mom's like, "No, don't tell me. I want to be surprised." So yeah. All right.
I'm
And
ready.
Ashley doesn't know this.
Love
She doesn't
triangles
know
are
it
a
at
bunch
all.
of fuckery. No, I do not. I know nothing. Here's my shock face.
So this is actually pretty recent too. So we're going back to
Ooh.
2012 is where we start.
Modern.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Modern. Modern. So our main person in this case is Dave Koopa. He's our big main character, okay?
Why do I think of Mario?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that what those things are called? The little mushrooms?
They're Koopa. Yeah.
Are they Koopas?
I'm pretty
Okay, well,
sure.
we haven't even started yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Love
All right.
triangles.
So all right, 2012 is where we're starting off at, and we're talking about Dave Koopa. And he had been married to his baby mama, Amy, and they worked opposite shifts. They had 2 children together. I don't want to say that they didn't get along. It's just they drifted apart. They weren't ever getting to see each other. One was on night shift, one was on day shift. So they decided that they would separate and divorce, which is fine. And it was a mutual thing. And apparently where they were living at the time wasn't where Amy was from originally. She wanted to go back home to, was it Wisconsin? Yes.
State.
No, he was in Wisconsin. Excuse me.
Oh,
They were
okay.
living in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. So Amy wanted to go back to Nebraska. I'm sorry. That's where she was from. So she wanted to go back home, which kind of made sense. She didn't have anything there. And Dave is such a good guy. He's like, I want to be there for my kids and I'm supportive of my ex-wife. So I'm going to relocate too so that I can co-parent efficiently. Didn't know anybody there other than Amy, right? So he's doing his bachelor thing. He's got moved in. He was a mechanic. Obviously going through divorce, he's starting to get lonely. So he decides he doesn't want to settle. He doesn't want to get married again, but he would like to have somebody that he could go out, have drinks with, maybe go see a movie. Obviously, have some benefits. He's thinking like a bachelor. Okay, so he decides he's going to get on Plenty of Fish, which is the that time frame was the big
Oh yeah.
dating site. So he gets on there.
He didn't want to get on Christian Mingle.
I don't know that Christian Mingle was a thing at that time. Maybe he didn't, considering he basically was looking for friends with benefits. He didn't want marriage. He didn't want to be tied down, and he made that very clear to the women. He's like, "Look, I'm just looking for fun. Like, we can hang out, we can, cut the shit,
We can
mess
hang out.
around.
Yeah.
We can hang out, but as far as us
Netflix and
ever
chill.
being as yeah. Was Netflix? Yeah, Netflix was going on then. Yeah, Netflix was going on then. So he gets on there, he's looking around, and this is how he meets our first lady, okay? Miss Liz Goyer. She goes by Liz, okay? And between their online conversations, they really hit it off. They had a lot in common. She liked motorcycles. He had a motorcycle. She had a love for animals. Apparently, she had lots of animals. She had cats and dogs and a snake. And she just, she had a very upbeat, bubbly personality. They really hit it off. So they start, seeing each other, hanging out. They liked sci-fi movies. They would do the things. But he made it very clear to Liz. He's like, I don't want anything serious right now. I just got divorced. I'm here solely to co-parent. We can hang out, but as far as us ever moving in together and anything, that's not going to be the case. Of course, there was physical intimacy in the relationship. Obviously, he wanted friends with benefits. And that's what they did.
Nothing more. Sorry, Liz.
Nothing more. Yeah, Liz really wanted something serious with Dave. Okay, so she was like, when are you going to let me, keep things here? And he's like, you're never keeping things here. That's that's not how this works.
Take your toothbrush. It's in my bathroom.
Yeah, take your toothbrush out of the toothbrush holder. That's not for you. You can't have a drawer, all the things. Yeah, he made it very clear. We're not in a tied down relationship at all. Okay. Now, he's at work one day. Okay. He's still talking to women on Plenty of Fish. Him and Liz still are hanging out, but yeah. He's at work. He was the manager, I guess he was the head mechanic manager, whatever, at this place. And this really pretty girl that really caught his eye came in, and he assists her, and he said, I didn't think I would ever see her ever again. He's like, I just let it go, and I thought, wow, she's really pretty, whatever. And he's on Plenty of Fish at home doing his thing, and who do you think he saw? He saw that really pretty girl from the mechanic place. I know. What's the odds of that, right?
That's fake.
This is where, right. So this is where Cari Farver comes in, okay? So Cari Farver, she's there on Plenty of Fish. He sends her a message, and he's like, do you remember who I am? And she said, yes, I do remember who you are. She recognized him. She knew that was the mechanic that assisted her with her vehicle.
Hey.
Excuse me. Yes.
And
now Cari was 30.
Service you.
He did. He did. Now, Cari
I'll be here all night,
was
guys.
37 years old. I know, she's great. She's 37. She was the single mother of a 15-year-old boy. People have described Cari to be, she was a very likable person. She adored her son. She was just a devoted mother. He described her to be smart and sexy. That's the way that Dave explained, his attraction to Cari. Now, He even said that he didn't even think she was in his league and that she would have an interest in him, but she did. Um, but Cari also was not looking for anything serious. She was just a going, go with the flow kind of thing. They hung out and they ended up spending a lot of time together. Now, on their first date, Dave invited Cari to come back to his apartment where, their things are happening. And then somebody's knocking on his apartment door. And what do you know? It's Liz.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's Liz. And she's like crying and carrying on. And Carrie's like, I think I'm going to remove myself from this situation. But they had already had this discussion that he's been casually dating. So Cari knew this already. But she was like, I'm going to remove myself. And I don't know what all happened with Liz that night. I'm not entirely sure, but that was that. But he continued to hang out with Cari. Things were going really well. They would go to yard sales together. They were, going out and having dinner together. I think that he really, really liked Cari. And yeah. I think it could have potentially blossomed into more.
I mean, let's be real. Yes. Okay, the vibes I get from Liz, she's a stage 5 clinger. Like, I'm getting that vibe. Like, she doesn't want to she's like trying to keep it low key, but she cares. And but she knows he's out there doing other stuff, so she's, but like low key, it's hurting her.
Liz was chasing.
Yeah, and what do you say on your lives?
We don't chase. We are the chasee, not the chaser.
Yes.
Yes, but Liz wouldn't have listened to me. She was going to chase Dave.
Cari, she's chill. Like, I mean,
she is chill
out there, but it's rare to find women that wouldn't be affected at all if a man that they're into is still seeing other people. And she seemed like she handled it pretty well. So, like, that's chill. I like it.
Well, he had her stay the night at his apartment, Cari. And they were hanging out 2 weeks, and they spent a lot of time together in that 2 weeks. And she would stay the night, and I think it was kind of convenient because where she worked at was not far from where his apartment was.
Okay.
So now we're going to the morning of November the 13th of 2012. Okay. So everything had been fine. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, it is. Ooh. It was destiny. So November the 13th of 2012, Dave had headed on to work. Cari was there. He had kissed her bye. I'm going on about my day. You have a good day, whatever. I don't know what friends with benefits, like how those conversations go, but whatever.
They give each other high fives and say, have a good day.
He gets a text from Cari that says, I think that we should move in together. Now, mind you, they've only been seeing each other for about 2 weeks. Mm. He doesn't want to tie things down. He's keeping things casual. And, of course, he responds to this, and he's like, I thought that we have talked about this, referring to this is, I don't want anything serious, and I was under the impression that you didn't want anything serious, right? She then texted him back saying that she never wanted to see him ever again. It just like escalated like completely out of the blue. He received like outright disgusting texts, like she was calling him an asshole, like all these different things.
What?
Just out of the blue. Yes, I know. I love it. You're like, this is not where I thought that this was going to go. Is this where you thought it would go?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Talk about moving in and then all of a sudden, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. His phone was pinging all morning. And he was just like, well, I thought that was going well, but whatever. I guess it's over. Like, he wasn't really upset about it. I mean, you know what? He was just like, well, whatever. I'll just go on and find somebody else that I can vibe with that doesn't want to tie me down kind of thing.
There's plenty of fish.
Now, yes, plenty of fish. Nancy Rainey is Cari's mother. That same morning, she also got a text from her saying that she got a new job in Kansas. This was from Cari to her mother. And she would return for her 15-year-old son once she found somewhere to live.
I wouldn't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well, her mother thought that that was really odd. She's
Yeah.
like, that doesn't sound like Cari at all. Um, she ended up, there were some events that had happened. Apparently, some of Cari's, like, I think it was a cousin that she was really close to, was getting married that very week, like that weekend. And Cari didn't show up for the wedding, which was really bizarre. But she was texting her mother, telling her mother, yeah, I'll be there, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then she just didn't show up, which was really bizarre. So
Wow.
her mother immediately thought that this was a red flag. So she did contact law enforcement to report that her daughter was missing. Authorities, however, assumed given the fact that they are getting responses from, you know, text messages from Cari's phone, she's not a missing person and she is a grown adult. Therefore, you know, they can't really intervene. And it didn't help the case that Cari had a history of bipolar disorder. So they looked at this that perhaps this woman has quit taking her medication. And maybe she's having a psychiatric episode or, you know, the different things.
Yeah.
So the police would not intervene at this time. But Nancy, it was adamant. She's like, there's something not right about this situation. So as days pass, Dave is still continuously getting these really god awful text messages about how he's a fucking prick and like just all these things. And he's like, I don't get any of this because this is just extremely odd that everything was really vibe and chill and all of a sudden this woman has went fucking bananas. I don't know if he knew that she had a history of bipolar disorder. I don't know if they ever had that discussion or not. Imagine that he probably didn't because that's not usually something is like, hi, my name's Cari. I have bipolar disorder. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like that's so who knows? But eventually his ex-partner, if you want to call her an ex, Liz, contacted um, Dave because she was now being harassed by Cari. The look on your face.
Well,
I love.
okay. I've got some
Well,
hunches, but I'm not going to jump to them.
but don't jump to any conclusions yet.
I'm
So
not. We're going for the story's
these,
sake.
yes. So these texts to Liz, including Dave, was that she like Cari wanted to kill Liz, and she wanted to kill her children. Liz also had children of her own. Telling her that she hoped that she would die. She would call her a whore. Like, I mean, they were very vulgar, nasty,
How
ongoing messages.
how did she have Liz's information? Well, I guess social media. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. But the only thing that's weird about this, though, is Cari only had that one-time face-to-face interaction with Liz the night that Liz knocked on Dave's apartment door.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she knew who it was. I'm assuming Dave I mean, I would imagine that you don't call your friends with benefits the next day without an explanation as to what
No.
happened. So I'm sure that there was some type of conversation there. Now, Dave is certain that Cari's the one that's harassing him because have you ever noticed like people have a tendency to text a message they're like the verbiage and things are the same, like the punctuation. Some people, if they don't type out you, they might put you. Well, everything was consistent as Cari normally did. And when he would, you know, sometimes the numbers would change, but the text verbiage and stuff never did. He was getting emails to his email from all these different emails, all being Cari, just constantly threatening. And yeah, so Dave ended up notifying authorities. He's like, I'm being harassed. Like, I don't know what this woman's deal is, but yeah. And they thought it was a little strange. And they did remember that her mother had alerted authorities that she's potentially missing. So there was that discussion, and they were like, well, she did say this is going on, blah, blah, blah. but
Yeah.
they weren't really being proactive in anything. Um, he said that there was reportedly a period where he would get over 30 to 40 texts plus 100 emails a day.
Holy shit. This is like some baby reindeer shit without her just like showing up places.
Well, he would get text messages. He could be out to eat, for example, and she would be like, I spy with my little eye someone eating apple pie, and he would be eating apple pie in that moment.
It is baby reindeer.
She goes, it is baby reindeer, yeah. Now, obviously, Liz had reached out to Dave, and she's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but why am I being harassed by this woman? So, because he was getting these awful text messages and she was getting these awful text messages, they kind of bonded over this like horrific trauma, and they started hanging out and seeing each other again, but they could be sitting on the couch and both of their phones would go off at the same time. Text from Cari. The look on your face. What?
There's ways, but I'm like, back in 2012 was there? Like you can do time text messages now, but I can't remember back in 2012 if that was an option or not. So,
Well, Dave and Liz, so they were hanging out. Again, Dave is still adamant he doesn't want anything serious. And
nope.
now he's being
I'm
fucking
giving my
stalked.
hunches away. I need to quit. Okay. No.
Dave and Liz, he kind of distances himself a little bit. He's still talking to her because they're both being harassed all the time. Like Liz's car got keyed, all these things.
Oh my god.
He gets a phone call. Yeah. He gets a phone call from her. This was in August of 2013. Okay. No, is it August? No, it's not August of 2013 because we were in November. Forgive me. But she called him one evening because her house had been burnt down and the fire department was there. Her house was absolutely burnt down.
Liz's house?
And Cari had sent Liz's house, and Cari had sent a message telling her that she was hoping that her and her kids was in the house when she burned it down. Ooh. All of her pets was in the house. Yeah. So she didn't have anywhere to go. So she was staying, like Dave was like, this is part of my problem. Like I have put you in this situation. You can come stay with me for a little bit. That night though, Dave also got a text from Cari, and it said, I'm not lying. What was it? I'm not lying. I burnt that nasty horse house on fire. She said, I hope that the whore and her kids die in it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. So then, as if this wasn't enough, Amy, remember Amy? Amy is Dave's kid's mother.
Oh, yeah. Okay, baby mama.
The ex-wife.
Yeah.
She starts getting disturbing text messages from Cari.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What?
She said, so this was on ABC 2020. She said that there was a time she was at the park, her with the kids, and she's just doing her thing, and all of a sudden her phone starts going off, and she was like, I see you pushing, I can't remember the kid's name, on the swing right now. You're wearing this. And she was like, I'm looking around and I'm absolutely petrified because, I'm just trying to do something with my kids. So she left the park, but she was getting all these crazy, insane messages all the time. So, in December of 2015, we're into 2015. Mind you, we were in 2013 before. This went on for years.
Oh my God.
A constant thing. Dave even moved apartment. He bought a gun thinking that his family was going to be in danger because they were threatening text messages. They were vulgar text messages. Liz is still being harassed. Now Amy's being harassed. It's just, I can't imagine that stress of constantly wondering, Where are they at? Are
Yeah.
they watching me? Are they, all constantly?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
crazy.
December 2015, Liz called 911 from Big Lake Park in Council Bluffs, Iowa, saying that Amy had shot her in the leg. I love the look on your face. Yes.
I am
So,
this is like I'm mind fucked. I can't because when I think I have a theory, I mean I still it's possible, but like okay. I mean, okay, I'm
I love
invested.
it.
I'm
This
invested.
is a very.
Mhm.
Was you expecting this type of love triangle?
Not one that I can't
This is a love
I feel like
pentagram.
I can predict it, but I can't.
So, police respond. They put her in the hospital, all the things. They're questioning her, and she's adamant that Amy is not the one that has done, excuse me, Amy is the one that had shot her. And they're like, could it be Cari? And she said, I don't think so. I think that Amy is actually the stalker. And she said, I think that Amy's behind everything and all the things. Mind you, Cari has not been physically seen since that morning. And
Mhm.
the last person to see her was Dave.
Oh.
Yeah, that nobody has seen her. So they think, she plants the seed. Police are like, this just isn't making any fucking sense. Now, detectives had actually reached out to Nancy, who at this point had lost all hope. She said, I knew that my daughter wasn't physically on this earth anymore. But what happened? That constant wondering what happened. And she said that, detectives came and talked to her, and it was like a breath of fresh air. And she said she hugged the one when he was like, I believe you, and I don't think that Cari left on her own. I think that something more has happened with this. And she said, because everybody was making me out to be
Mhm.
crazy, all because my daughter had this mental illness. But she'd been med compliant.
Yeah.
And it's like they even went, her and her grandson that she's now taking care of all the time. They went to go observe, the house. Cari took nothing with her. Nothing.
Mm.
Not her
Yeah.
medicine, nothing. It was just really bizarre. So they're like, there's something weird. And they're like, do you mind, Liz, if we go through your phone? We just want to look at some things. And she's like, sure, do whatever you need to do. So they were looking at her phone. They were looking at her tablet. And they found mountains of shocking evidence. They discovered that Liz had sent 15,000 emails and 50,000 texts posing as Cari.
Hmm.
Yeah, I figured you were picking up on
Mhm.
that. Yeah. And this was over the course of 3 years.
Jesus
She
Christ.
did this for 3 years, yes. Um, they also uncovered a photo. Well, hold on, I'll get to that here in a minute. No, I'll go ahead. Never mind. They uncovered a photo. I was like, no, not yet. Of a dead body with a tattoo on its foot. That very same tattoo was on Cari's foot. Now, the police obviously they have all this, but they don't really have a confession because they don't even have a body, right?
Mhm.
They don't have anything. So they go and pick up Amy. They immediately clear her and they're like, this is, we had to pick you up, but we think that you could potentially be in danger as well as Dave because
Yeah.
we are suspecting that Liz is 100% behind this, but we need to get a confession from her.
Oh fuck. Like
And
so
yeah,
much room for
yeah,
error.
yes. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. So they asked Amy to nevertheless help with their investigation. Not Amy, excuse me. They asked Liz to reach out to Amy, to kind of help with this investigation. They're using her, and they're like, "Well, we need your help."
So they
You're
have
saying
Liz
that
thinking that they're coming in on Amy and they need her
yes,
help. Okay.
and they need her to get Amy to confess to this murder, right? Because she all these things. Um, it was within like hours that Liz ended up like immediately forwarding police an email, which was supposedly from Amy, with gruesome details about Carrie's murder. Yeah, yeah, like she all the things. Um, and it noted that Carrie had been stabbed 3 to 4 times and stuffed into a garbage bag.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, obviously, after an extensive investigation, police arrested Liz. They're like, okay, the gig's up. Like, we have your confession. We know that you did this. We have found all this. And she was charged for first degree murder.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, there was audio. You can listen to it because the police told Dave, they were like, you need to protect your family. Like, you need to look out for Amy and your children while we're doing all this. She called police and was like, she's responsible for all this, and now she gets to live with Dave. I shit you not. But Dave, so this has been on ABC 2020, okay? And he talks about how much remorse he has because so many people's lives were affected by the fact that he just wanted to keep things casual. He said, had I known that this woman was going to end up killing this one woman that I was seeing, I would have never even went on a date with Cari. I would have never messaged her. It's really sad,
Jesus.
and now Nancy she's lost her daughter. This boy's growing up without a mother. Mind you, Liz Goyer still to this day pleads her innocence.
Listen.
Yeah,
I called her stage 5 clinger. She is well beyond.
She's beyond.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
well
insane.
beyond.
But Mike, how did she gain access to? Well, obviously she had Carrie's phone, so
she took Carrie's phone.
But how did she get Amy's? Stop. I mean, I don't know.
I'm assuming she must have got it from Dave's phone or whatever because she was around him. But the reason that the phone would go off at the same time, she had downloaded an app where she could preset messages to go. And that's why, yeah. Yeah, but Dave genuinely, he said he had no idea. But, like, how much do you want to be with somebody that you would go to the degree that you would burn your own pets and home to the ground?
Yeah, that's pretty psychotic.
Yeah. So on December 22nd, 2016, she was ultimately found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of ever getting parole.
Oof.
And that's our story of the disappearance of Cari Farver.
Listen, I love triangles. You guys, I never want to be in one, but I love them.
I don't want to be in one either. I knew you would like that.
Good luck to any other woman that tries to become between my husband and I. Just saying. There will be no triangle.
But Ashley will not burn your house.
I will not burn your house
in it.
I will not be Liz.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I will not be Liz.
Yeah, definitely without the animals. I'm sure, do you have questions for the girls?
Yes, like that didn't... I don't know if they can answer my questions.
We'll try.
Okay.
We'll try.
Right.
I forgot to add that one of the detectives, who, mind you, is on the spectrum, I loved him. So there's a Netflix documentary about this. It's called Lover, Stalker, Murderer. And he talks in there. This is heartbreaking. He was so dedicated to solving this case. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And when he was talking to the neurosurgeon who was like talking about removing it, he said, will that affect my ability to work? And he said, yes. And he said, I will not have this removed till I solve this case.
Hell yeah. Well, that's sad, but that's dedication.
That's how invested they were into finding Cari. Yes. All right, ladies, time. You ready?
Yeah, I hope they can answer my questions because I need the answers.
She needs answers. All right, ladies. Can you hear it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. What's your question, Ashley?
All right. Well, first of all, you said they did find her body, though, right?
I don't know that they ever found her actual remains.
First question.
Did they find her remains?
Yes.
All right, ladies, did they find Cari's remains? Yes, that's a pretty clear yes.
Well, when you said it like almost instantly said yeah, but it was quiet, and then they
I
repeated
wasn't
it.
sure if they ever located her remains or not.
Okay. Um, I don't know how to ask it to where they would. I need to know how she got.
I love it. She goes, I need to know.
I want to know how she got Amy's information. Did she get Amy's information from his
From
phone?
Dave's phone?
Yeah.
Did Liz get Amy's information from Dave's phone? I think I heard she did. That's, yeah, possibly.
Did she get arson
And then
as
I heard
well?
public record.
Oh.
I'm sure she did. Did she get charged with arson as well?
Well, that's kind of
Yes.
legal. Oh, I was gonna say. Because I
It's
mean,
a done case. We're not asking the legal outcome,
okay.
so.
I was gonna say because I don't know if they would have like conjuncted together if there was no proof that she
Did
actually
you hear
said
that?
it.
They said that's not legal.
No, I didn't hear that. I'll have to
They
go back and
did.
listen.
Yes.
Okay. Um, is Dave okay mentally? Dear God, because I would feel like I'm responsible for
I don't
Cari.
know. He feels terrible. You should watch it. And he's such a good person. That's the thing. Does Dave have any, like, regret?
Just meeting her.
Just, like, does he have regrets when it comes to Cari?
Does he feel responsible?
Yes. Does he feel responsible for her murder? Yeah. Aw.
I would. I would be too.
I got one. Do you all think if Cari would not have been murdered, that her and Dave would have ended up in a relationship? Sure.
Yeah, I heard it right away.
Oh, look, they're setting off the cat ball. Do you see it? Did you see it?
Yes, I did. Oh,
Yeah.
you found them.
Yes, I know. I found them finally.
Listen,
Can you do it again? Yes. Show me. Oh,
Next
they're
to that voice that sounded like Tony that Nathan caught on camera, the cat balls were like a major part of the activity we got in the prison. Like they went off like crazy. And now they're going off like okay.
Is Cari at peace? I can't make that out. I heard Cari, but what was you going to say?
I was going to say, do they ever think that Liz will get out on parole or anything like that?
Do you think that Liz will ever get out? No.
She's got to, but mental disorders. I need to know.
Oh, no, there's no mental disorders there. That's totally strictly personality. No. Did you hear that? No.
I think that's all. Oh, wow. That's
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Wow. God.
I knew you would like that one.
Just for simply dating somebody. Like,
yes.
He wasn't property.
Tell me.
And she just, wow. That blew my mind.
Tell me you're unhinged without telling me you're unhinged.
I mean,
I burnt my house to the ground and killed my pet so I could live in with my friends with benefits.
that makes you wonder if she's ever done anything else. Like, that couldn't have been the first
I
guy
don't
she's
know.
ever dated. And honestly,
Well, no, she had children.
you have insecurity issues to the millionth degree.
Right?
So, have you killed anybody? That should have been a question. Has she killed
I
anybody
don't think
else?
that she'd killed anybody. I think
That's
that maybe
another
she just
level.
felt so rejected from her divorce that she became obsessed, unhealthily obsessed. Dave must be good in bed.
I
I'm just
literally was just
saying.
thinking about that because they always say like, "Oh, you're usually pretty clingy after like the first time you ever do it." And that guy, you guys, the odds are that you're not going to stay with that guy, but you get pretty attached. And she's like,
Yeah.
she almost acted on another level like that. It was insane. Well,
Yep.
go Dave.
Go, Dave. I hope that you find happiness,
Oh
Dave.
God, I hope so too, and not any more psychos, please.
Yeah, get off of Plenty of Fish. There's nothing good that comes off of there ever,
Go to
ever.
Christian
So
Mingle, Dave.
don't go on there
No,
either.
there's people
Like,
that literally get on
there's,
there just to get on there. And they don't stick to
yes,
those values. So just don't. Stay off the dating sites, period.
yes,
Okay.
yes. All right, Ash. What do they need to do?
Well, they need to like, follow, and subscribe. We are on most social media platforms. If you like to listen, find us on Spotify. If you like to watch and listen, find us on YouTube. And I got to do a big shout out because it's coming up. It's almost National Diabetes Awareness Day. I'm type 1 diabetic, have been for
Yes.
24 years. So spread awareness, please, please, please. Yeah, and that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, doll babies.
Bye.